two, one. So stupid having to lean forward to try to get this right. All right, what's going on, everybody? We're a little late. It's 7:30. Supposed to be here at 7. We always joke around about how we're always late. This is a new one. And you see this guy on the right side of your screen? That's who's to blame. What happened? I didn't even ask you. Why were you so late?
I had to finish my monthly reports for my actual job.
Important things, allegedly. I don't know.
Important things, allegedly, yes.
The stream versus work? I'm just saying,
personally,
personally.
tough decision. One that pays me money, one that doesn't. I mean, hey, if you guys subscribe, maybe we can eventually get there.
Yeah, I can get around with what you said. So here we are. I'm back. I was away last week. I was up in Seattle/Oregon area. May I say, this is obviously like a week late, but if you have the opportunity to go to a Seahawks game, do it. It is the best experience. It is the best stadium. Team's pretty good too. I'm sorry. I love Hard Rock Stadium. I've been a season ticket holder with my family and now just personally a season ticket holder for like 7 or 8 years. That's the best stadium I've ever been to. Like, Donovan, I know we love our stadium. Well, we like our stadium. If you really think about it, the stadium is pretty on the inside, but like, what is there really about Hard Rock Stadium that's like brag-worthy? Anything? Except for, again, looks pretty in the actual bowl.
The sun.
That sucks. No, that's awful. That's the worst part is how hot it is. I don't care that it's a home field advantage. I don't care. I got to deal with it.
I mean, you only got to deal with it when you're on the outside. You don't got to deal with it on the inside.
Yeah, dude, it's still no. Well, you don't have to deal with the sun, but it's still incredibly hot. I don't care if we're in the upper bowl and like we have the roof. Like, no, I'm still sweating my balls off.
Honestly though, like the convenience of how close it is to the highway, just easy on, easy off.
No, it's not. No, it is not easy. It sucks.
Bro,
no.
Compared to other stadiums,
it's easy for you because you get there at 7 in the morning. All right, it's not easy for the rest of us. The people who get there at a normal time, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. When you make that exit off of the turnpike, right? You immediately are funneled from the whole turnpike into one lane, and that one lane eventually spreads out into 5 lanes, but there's also like 3 different locations that people are trying to get to. So you have people on the far right lane that are trying to get to the yellow lot on the far left. You have people on the left trying to get to the black, the orange, the blue lots. So there's no efficient line for people to go into. Therefore, everyone's just stuck in like that area that opens up. And on the way out, they've kind of got a decent way of getting people out, but even that can suck.
I'd say it's still better than most stadiums. Like, it was a lot easy. It's a lot easier to get in and out than it was in Tampa. You can agree to that.
Oh dear God, that was horrible,
god awful.
No, the Buccaneers probably have.
Jacksonville is very similar.
The Buccaneers probably have the single worst efficient way to get people out of the stadium. It was not. I mean, it was difficult to find our parking lot when we were in Tampa. We went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Rams playoff game a couple years ago, which was an awesome experience. But it was fine to get in, other than we couldn't find our parking lot. But to get out, how long were we stuck there? Just sitting there?
Oh, dude, it was a crazy amount of time.
It was at least an hour. Because I remember we were watching. We got out of the stadium. The Chiefs-Bills game had already started, and by the time our tires hit the outside of the parking lot, it had to have been halfway through the second quarter. Because we got the Zaxby's right at halftime, and the Zaxby's was like 20 minutes down the road, if that. Yeah. It was like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. Anyways, I digress. If you can go to the Seahawks game, awesome atmosphere. The food is incredible inside there. I hate hot dogs. I had a hot dog with some really good sauerkraut. It was delicious. Like, the atmosphere outside the stadium's awesome. The atmosphere inside the stadium, like, you have more people wearing like the number 12 fan on the back than DK Metcalf, than Tyler Lockett, than Kenneth Walker. Like, the number 12 jersey is the most prominent jersey you will see. Like, the fans are so proud, and for good reason. Good team, great atmosphere. They treat their fans well up there, and if you can go to a Seahawks game, go to a Seahawks game. But this Sunday will be the first time your boy is going to a Dolphins game this year. I was at the, like I said, I was at the Seahawks-Panthers game at the time. Oh, just, when the Dolphins were casually putting up 70 points. I know I've told you this part already, Donovan. So again, I'm at the Seahawks game. We're in our seats. It's like 3:45-ish, give or take. And they throw the Devon Achane last touchdown up on the board. And, he's sprinting, I think it was the last touchdown. He's sprinting towards the end zone, and everyone starts cheering. I'm like, that's kind of weird that they're cheering for the Dolphins or cheering against the Broncos. Then I remember Russell Wilson used to be a Seahawk, and he kind of pissed off a lot of people to get out of there. So everyone starts cheering when Devon Achane's running towards the end zone. I'm like, okay, cool. They throw up the score being 70-20. The entire stadium lets out a collective gasp. It was incredible. It went from, to, they have 70 points. That was a good feeling. Because the people behind me, I didn't even know that Achane scored. I didn't know that Robbie Anderson scored. I'm like, it's 56. That's what we won by. Okay, cool. And then the people behind me are like, yo, it's 70. They're talking to each other. I'm like, it's 70? They throw it up on the board. And I'm like, I'm smiling. I'm like, yes. And everybody else is just in utter shock. But like I said, before we get into what we're here to talk about, Donovan, how you were there at the stadium for the 70-point game. What did I miss? What was it like?
Dude, it was just, first of all, Dolphins fans, y'all got to show up a little bit more. There was way too many Broncos fans.
Yeah, tell us in the comments also, while Donovan's telling it, if you guys watching were at the game, let me know how it was. Donovan, go ahead.
Yeah, tell us what your reaction was regardless if you were there or not. But, dude, I was just like going crazy. And then it got to the point, like when it was 56, I actually pulled up Red Zone on my phone. And I was watching like Red Zone and the game at the same time.
Yeah.
And
that's how I was watching. That's how I was watching the Dolphins game too.
The Ravens had missed
don't tell me about
the 60-yard field goal.
I thought he made it.
That happened, I looked up and Achane was on that run,
Yeah.
Going into the end zone. And I'm like, yo, ain't no way. And that's how I remember. I'm like, yo, I was watching Red Zone. I look up and he's just gone. And
Wait, hey guys, look, the Dolphins are scoring. Crazy. Oh, wait a minute. We got another. Look, guys, we have another touchdown. Oh.
Wait, what? No, and dude, the entire place was going crazy. I lost my voice after like the third or second quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like we are rolling right now. And then they threw up a number and they should have gone for the field goal.
Ooh, that's something we can talk about after this. We can talk, like, I know we're talking a little bit about the past here, but we can talk a little bit about that for a second. But go ahead.
So everyone in the stadium was like, we want the record. We want the record. And they also showed up a graphic of like how many rushing yards we had. And
300,000?
It said 294 at the time. And someone's like, yo, Achane has 294 yards. And I'm like, what?
On everybody's bench in fantasy football.
And I'm like, what? Like, he can get the record because the record's 296 by AP. And I'm like, yo, he can get the record. He could be the first running back to get 300 yards in a game.
Nah.
And then I realized it was 294 yards combined.
All purpose?
Rushing.
All purpose.
No, yeah. It was combined between Mostert, Achane, and that's the point that it was in the game.
Yeah, okay.
I think he had like $150 at that point.
Would you have gone for it there and kicked the field goal for the record?
Probably.
I
understand and I respect the reason not to.
Yes.
And like when he explained it, I'm like, you know what? That's fair. And he knew about the record. Record. I think the only person on the team that wasn't okay with not going for the record was Robbie Chosen Anderson.
I mean, like is anybody surprised by that?
No. That dude's special.
Yes. So ugly.
It's so ugly.
So ugly.
And I love how Tua after the game he's like, yeah, we weren't trying to humiliate them. It just happened.
Which is honestly even more humiliating because we're like, hey, they suck so bad that like we weren't trying to score and we scored.
Yeah, pretty much.
Personally, I think it's one of those I can't sit here and tell you. I mean, which is kind of a cop-out answer. In the moment,
Okay, Joe.
Shut up. In the moment, it's difficult because like you don't want to show up the Super Bowl head coach, the Super Bowl quarterback. Like they're humiliated, they're dug into the dirt already, and then you kick a field goal on top of it. I like to think I wouldn't have done it, but I don't know.
That's where I was like, I was being truthful with myself. I would like to think the same. I would like to think that I wouldn't go for it, but
Jason Sanders probably would have missed it.
Hard. He did.
He probably would have missed it.
I think that's part of the reason they didn't go for it. Honestly,
well, didn't he set a record for the most extra points in a game with 10?
He did. Yeah.
So Jason Sanders, all-time great, has the record for the most extra points in a game. I can't believe he didn't miss one. I can't believe it.
Honestly, not gonna like. I'm kind of a little bit surprised too, but not really at the same time. Because I think that the only reason he missed that second kick in New England, the 50-something yarder, was because the guy came off the edge again, and he kind of like yanked it a little bit. I know they said, "Oh, that's not the reason," but like, let's be honest, that was the reason. Because it was just a tad bit left, and he was coming from the right, so of course, he saw him.
It's definitely possible. It's also he is him. He has a miss in him, just ready to go out of nowhere. But
okay, yeah.
So the Denver Broncos were pretty bad, and the New York Giants. The New York Giants are very bad at football, and you might just be sitting there and asking yourself, Jacob, how bad really are they at football? And they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. Let's look at the defensive statistics. So they're last in sacks. They are 28th in interceptions, 29th in total turnovers. They are dead last. Is that dead last? Oh, is that I think total team defense? That means they haven't scored a single point on defense. They're 26th in rushing yards. They are 31st in rushing touchdowns. They're decent actually against the pass. They've allowed the least amount of passing touchdowns, but I think that's on a technicality that teams have been up by so much against them that they stopped throwing. Look at the Cowboys. They're at 40-0. I think they had a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown. You look at the Cardinals. They were up by 30 at half. They stopped really throwing the ball. Last week, Seattle, they had their quarterback injured, and then they stopped throwing the ball. So that's kind of an inflated stat. So just a lot of bad stats on defense. And, is the offense any better? No, it's not. 28th in total points. You have 26 in interceptions. So that means Daniel Jones has thrown the 26 least interceptions. I don't really like how they have this here. From there, it's a little better. He's 24th in passing yards. He's 19th in completions, 14th in passing touchdowns. The rushing game, I'm actually surprised it's this high, but it's mostly because of him. 11th in rushing touchdowns. They're 19th in total touchdowns. And then if you go all the way down, they allow a lot of sacks. They allow the fourth most sacks in the NFL. So you look at their defense, it's bad. You look at their offense, it's bad. You look at their team, they're bad. They've gotten humiliated multiple times. People love to talk about, or loved in the moment to talk about, wow, it was like Daniel Jones, that comeback that they had against Arizona. Like, at the time, we thought differently. Now we're realizing Arizona's like a little better than we thought they were. They were down, what was it? Was it 20-something at halftime? So the Cardinals?
You're realizing that, not me. I realized that after week 1.
Congratulations. Here's your cookie, bud. If you want it.
Thank you.
We actually have some crumble cookies in the kitchen right now. If you want one, come over. There's really no credit to the New York Giants for anything they've done this year. They should be winless. They are horrible.
Yeah, honestly, that one win was kind of like a Mickey Mouse win, honestly. Yeah. Like, it was Josh Dobbs at that point has been with the Cardinals for 3 weeks at that point, I think it was, because he was there like a week before the season. So you have a starting quarterback that's been with a brand new organization. Everybody else is still getting used to the offense. Now they have a brand new quarterback that, and Dobbs is, playing pretty well for himself. But
yeah, he is. He's playing definitely a lot better than anybody expected to. So, but they also made him look better than they should. And then you look at their offense. Rodolfo, you hit on that. I'm pretty sure was it 10 or 11 sacks that they finished with? Are you sure it wasn't 13, 14, 15? Are you sure the stats people didn't just stop trying to keep up with it? Like, it was just an egregious amount of sacks that we all got to watch on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it was 11 sacks, but and that does say a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and agree. Like Bradley Chubb needs to use this time
Woo!
to step up. Like in that Broncos game, he kind of showed up a little bit, and we were like, okay, all right, we're finally seeing a little something, something. And I've been defending him this whole time, but like how he was just completely taken out of that last game of the Bills game, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
come on, like,
He has
and,
he has
and
he has
he,
zero reason to not absolutely destroy the Giants this week.
yeah, 100%.
Like,
And like I need to see more from him, like just in technique wise. Like he's just doing bull rushes. He's not doing swim moves. He's not trying to like juke him out. Like he has the ability, but he just looks so slow
mhm.
and looks like he's trying to overpower them rather than be like Jalen Phillips on the other side, who's just
A
like
little more finesse
technique
to him. Yeah.
a lot more finesse and a lot more speed.
And especially when they're probably going to be out without Andrew Thomas. He again did not practice. We're going to go through the full injury list a little later on, but he did not practice again with his hamstring injury. So they're going to be with a backup offensive lineman on an already bad offensive line. Like, don't get me wrong, Daniel Jones did not play good on Monday. He did not play good whatsoever. But Micah Parsons tweeted out a picture, and then like 3 seconds later of pre-snap to like 4 out of the 5 defensive linemen on the Seattle Seahawks were on the other side of the offensive line, and one had their arms just fully around Daniel Jones as he was on his way to the ground. Like, it, a lot of it was his fault. Like the interceptions, was it 1 or 2? I don't remember. I don't remember which was 1 or 2. It was 2. As far as I can remember, both of them were pretty bad, and I think Colin Coward after the game was like, Brian Dable, you should resign at the end of the year because they're stuck with Daniel Jones' contract. If you look at their salary cap space, they don't have anywhere to really go up from here. They're stuck with his contract. Leonard Williams' contract sucks. They have to make a decision with Saquon Barkley. They only have $4 million cap this year. It doesn't get much better into next year. There's no real talent to grow from. The receiving core sucks. The defense isn't good. Like, there is just literally speaking nothing positive. I made a video of this on my own personal channel, JK Productions. Go check it out. That there's just literally nothing positive going on right now for the New York Giants until Saquon Barkley comes back. He is the only thing that is positive, and there is a chance he plays. He was limited in practice today.
He looked really good in practice today.
So, but do you, if you're the Giants, okay, I guess we can just go straight into injury talk. Before we talk about Saquon there, looking at the Giants got a bunch of people that you recognize on the Giants. They're not necessarily really good, but they're a bunch of people that you recognize. 3 offensive linemen didn't practice. Shane Lemieux, John Mitchell-Schmitz, and Andrew Thomas didn't practice. The rest of these are limited in one aspect of it or another. Saquon, Daniel Bellinger, Garrett Brightwell, Marcus McKeithen, another offensive lineman, Azeez Ojulari, Evan Neal, another offensive lineman, and Wan'Dale Robinson were all limited. And then you look over for the Dolphins. Teron Armstead, I'm just going to tell you here for free. I'm not an insider, but he's not going to play.
He was already ruled out.
Okay, then he's definitely not going to play because he's always injured. Justin Bethel didn't practice. Raheem Mostert didn't practice, but that's not injury related. It was just rest. Same thing with Justin Bethel. Barrios, Lester Cotton, Deshaun Elliott, Rob Jones, Nick Needham. Hey. We're getting there. Probably not going to play this week, but we're getting there. We're coming along. Jalen Phillips limited with oblique. I can just do this as if he's going to play or not. Connor Williams, Savon Ahmed, Rob Hunt round out the limited. Actually, excuse me, Savon Ahmed and Rob Hunt were full participants. Connor Williams and above were limited. So what we were saying before with Saquon Barkley, he has been practicing 2 weeks in a row. The talk was very positive about he might end up playing. So therefore, you think he's leaning towards playing this week? Do you think he plays? And how much of a difference do you think it truly makes for this Giants team if he does play?
Well, I think he is their entire offense, period. Like, if he can't rush the ball, then they have no play action. It's very similar to the Titans offense in an aspect of that. Like, if the Titans can't run the ball, the Giants can't run the ball, they can't do play action, they can't run the ball. Daniel Jones can't, do his QB delayed runs. It hurts them everywhere on the field. Then they don't have like a competent backup. I almost like
Breida sucks. I mean,
I
we
was
knew
I
that
would say
already
like
as Dolphins fans, but he
but
sucks.
but but at least like 20 to 25 NFL teams have a competent backup.
Some
Like
have
he's
three.
not,
We have three decent running backs.
I would take every single running back on our roster over Matt Breida. Every single one.
Chris Brooks, 100%.
I would take Chris Brooks over him 100%. 100%. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg. So I think it makes a huge difference, especially like he can also catch screens. Like Matt Breida can do that, okay, whatever, but he's not as shifty. He's not going to bulldoze
No.
through you.
There's no reason he
Um
should really be in the NFL left. Like yes, behind a bad Giants offensive line, but we've seen back-to-back weeks now that he just provides nothing to their team.
yeah, and it's just that he provides an absolutely nothing. And Saquon, who what should have been paid before Daniel
Oh,
Jones.
that's
and
where I was
Daniel
going
Jo-
next. That's where I
Daniel
was
Jo-
going next.
Daniel Jones getting that, just absolutely robbing the New York Giants. He had one decent season and they decided to throw him over 40 mil a year. Are you kidding me? Um, but Saquon should have been the first one paid back there. I mean, he's only what 25, 26 years old. Like he still has at least 3 to 4 good seasons left in him. And he
Yeah.
makes a huge difference for this team. He really does. And he looked really good in practice. I saw a video of him. He made a really sharp, hard cut on that ankle, and did it with speed. Didn't look like he hesitated. So I think he's going to be good to go. I think they're just waiting for it to be like a little bit more to 100%, so that
Yeah.
way he's not limited. Because if he's limited, then it does nothing for their team, and it just creates a higher re-injury risk for him.
And there's also no reason to come out today and say whether he's playing or not. Like, you want it to be a little vague to your opponents who they're going to have to play against, who they're going to have to game plan against. Like, I'm sure the Dolphins right now, and something we'll get to later, is Mike McDaniel more involved in the defense. I'm sure they're at least partially game planning for Saquon to play, even though in the back of their head they know he's injured. But let's say he was closer to not playing than playing. Even then, like the last couple of weeks, I'm sure the teams have had to game plan against Saquon, even though they probably know that he's not going to be there. But I completely agree with what you just said. Like, he is everything to this Giants offense. Even when he's not directly involved, he provides so much. In that second half against the Cardinals, I think he had 2 touchdowns. He had, I believe, the last touchdown to take the lead. Like, the fact that you're paying Daniel Jones, who, like you said, 1 solid year, has been so mistake prone, literally speaking, trips over his own feet, mentally speaking, also trips over his own feet. We saw the progression with Brian Dable, and I guess I kind of understand why you sign him, because maybe you see the first year with Brian Dable, you assume it's going to get better, and it absolutely has not. I mean, you want to take a look at his stats, completion percentage. Literally speaking, him and Tyrod Taylor have the exact. Oh, never mind. I saw. It's an 8. I thought it was a 6. I thought him and Tyrod Taylor had the exact same completion percentage, even though Tyrod Taylor's thrown 3 passes. 68.7 completion percentage. You're looking about 5.8 a completion, or an attempt rather, and then you look over at Tua, that's 9.6. You look at the biggest, most glaring stat is the touchdowns to interception ratio, and that is 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. A passer rating, or quarterback rating, I think it's passer rating, of a solid 65, whereas Tua's is 114. I mean, this guy just flat out isn't good. Like, you have his athletic ability, which can't just go untalked about, because it does help. It does help that when you have a bad offensive line, your quarterback has the ability to get out of the pocket and do something with it. But that's all we've seen from him is that 1 year. He never really progressed in his throwing ability, but the Giants did not put receivers around him to help him with that. But still, eventually you have to be asked to perform and play, and just so far this year, he is not whatsoever.
Yeah, and I mean, they did draft Jalen Hyatt. They did,
And just haven't used them.
They haven't used Jalen Hyatt. They haven't used Darren Waller, who they just traded for as well. Darius Slayton was hurt last year, but he's healthy now, and they're not using him. So it's just like they're not using anybody. Like if you look at the stats across the board for Giants receivers, it's like no one is good.
Oh
No
yeah.
one is
Well,
producing.
they have two guys over 100 yards. Darren Waller is their leading receiver, 153 yards. Darius Slayton is their second leading receiver with 132. Jalen Hyatt, who we were just talking about, they don't use, is their third leading receiver. These guys like 15 catches, 11 catches, 4 catches for Jalen Hyatt. Isaiah Hodgins, Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale Robinson, like these guys stink. Like, I guess I can defend Daniel Jones in the sense of like, look who he's throwing to. This is arguably the worst wide receiver. At least the Cardinals have. Actually, it looks like they have 2 good receivers now. It looks like Michael Wilson's coming around to the scene. We already know Hollywood Brown's pretty good. Is there a single worse receiving core in the NFL besides this Giants receiving core?
No, but I mean, is it really an excuse this year after what we saw from him last year?
No, because he had the
Like
same guys.
he has better guys.
He has better guys. By a slim margin. Because Paris Campbell isn't that good, really. Jalen
Paris
Hyatt.
Campbell's better than
we'll
they
see.
had last year. Jalen Hyatt, yeah, we'll see because they don't freaking use him. And Darren Waller was the best tight end in football 2 years ago before he decided to get hurt.
That's a 100% exaggeration. I mean, 153.
At one point, he was the best tight end.
Darren Waller's their leading receiver. He's averaging 38 yards a game. I mean,
That's
I don't.
just ridiculous.
I didn't intend for this to be let's just poop on the Giants live stream, but like, I mean, I did a lot of preparation. Like, you guys aren't gonna be able to see it. I've got like 11 tabs up here worth of stuff, and just everything I've seen has led me to believe like, oh dear God, this team's terrible. Like, it's just simple as like there is literally. And again, I made a video covering the Giants after their loss to the Seahawks. Like, the Seahawks lost their starting quarterback. The Seahawks just cakewalked the second half with limited. They barely passed the ball. Kenneth Walker.
Thank you, Liz.
She's in here. Liz is in here. Oh my gosh! Yeah, definitely was a top tight end. I mean, a top tight end. She figured out how to comment. Dear Lord, Liz, how many streams has it taken you to figure out how to comment on a YouTube live stream? I'm so proud of you. Thank you for joining. Sorry, I made fun of you. He was a top tight end, but 153 yards is just. Can somebody please find me something to think that this shouldn't be a Denver Broncos part 2? Can somebody? Can please?
No, we also have a bad defense too. But I mean,
of course we do. Oh, she's on a computer instead of her phone. Fair enough.
Oh,
Let's run that back. We do have a bad defense too, but again, their offensive numbers are just atrocious. Like, okay, Saquon coming back, changes things. But Daniel Jones is our leading rusher. Matt Breida has had two full games as the starter and has 61 yards in 2 games. Yes, I get it. Raheem Mostert had 9 last week, and we'll talk about that. Trust me. 61 yards as the full starter in 2 games. He's averaging 2.9 yards per carry while Saquon's been gone. Even when Saquon played, he was averaging 3.9 per carry. Like, come on. Like, this is a pathetic organization, top to bottom. They don't. The only thing they've gotten right is Brian Dable, and I place literally none of this blame on Brian Dable. You can see on his face. You can see on his face on Monday when he's looking at Daniel Jones walking to the sideline like, what did you just do? Why? Like, I can't imagine how many times he just sat there, probably while cursing in between, just said, why? About his literal entire team. I mean, Colin Cowherd has a point. Why shouldn't he resign after this season?
That honestly, because it's almost like the Broncos. If you really want to be honest, like they're stuck with it. Given the Broncos, a little bit different because Russ actually isn't doing bad.
No, he's not. Yeah,
he's
just taking the blame.
You're stuck with the contract there, and it's just it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
that salary is always going to be affecting them for like 4 years.
With how bad that offense is and how bad their receivers are, Mike McDaniel now getting a little bit involved in the defensive personnel decisions.
I'm not done. I'm not done complaining about the Giants. I'm looking up more stuff. And okay, before Where are my keys? I don't think I have
Oh
them on
my
the desk
god.
here. My family is all Giants fans, right? I have a Giants. I have a New York Giants thing on my keychains.
He
Like,
does. I can attest.
yes. So like, I like New York sports. I like the Yankees. I like the Knicks. I like the Islanders instead of the Rangers. Switched over for that loyalty. Shout out to Andrew. And like, I like the Giants. Like all those teams, I hope have success. And Tyrell can attest to this. Like whenever like I get on the Knicks, but then I root for the Knicks when they're doing good. Like I want to see them do good. I want to see the Giants do good. So cap space, as things stand, they have $47 million to spend next year, but I have no idea who else they have to resign. I know they have to resign Saquon, potentially resign Saquon. So right there, that's $13 to $15 million. You have to bring in a wide receiver. Your offensive line still sucks. Your secondary is okay. Your linebacking crew sucks. You have a couple good players on that defensive line. Kayvon Thibodeau, what is he? Like, there's so many holes on this team. There's guys you have to bring back. Gosh, I want them to be good. I truly do, but they're just not. Sorry, we can go ahead and talk about the Dolphins and stop complaining about this.
Yeah. Rodolfo, are you talking about? Are you saying our defense scares you because of how bad it is, or their defense scares you because of how good it is?
I think it's talking about us.
I think so too, but I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, with Mike McDaniel now getting into, he was saying he's gonna have a little bit more input on defensive personnel decisions and stuff like that. Do you think with how bad that wide receiver core is, that this could be a game in which Cam Smith can finally get some live reps? Like, yeah, you hate to look at it like it's a downgrade like that, but also Cam Smith is by far above and beyond the third best corner on this team. Cater right now can go back in the slot. Cam can play the boundary, because we saw Cater go out to the boundary, and whoever they put in the slot last game was just getting eaten alive. They even benched Bethel for Kelvin Joseph, and Kelvin Joseph, I mean, just
not Kelvin Benjamin. Just want to make sure.
Yes, I made that mistake in a video calling him Kelvin Benjamin like 30 times before I corrected myself. But Kelvin Joseph, oh my god, dude.
I took my shorts off. It's too hot in here.
Yeah, I saw everybody saw the little corner. Actually, no. Okay, it's just me then.
Oh yeah, because you're seeing on Discord.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Discord.
Yeah. Sorry guys, you didn't get to see. Sorry, Liz.
Oh my god,
bro, I got a big ass bruise on my leg. Sorry. It's so hot in here, bro. Like, how does this room get so hot? I'm muting myself, and you're gonna talk for a minute. I'm gonna turn my fan.
Okay, I'm gonna collect myself. Kelvin Joseph playing over Cam Smith last week. Okay, all right, I'm good. Kelvin Joseph playing over Cam Smith last week just absolutely sent me. Like, we were talking about, like, with away games, we might stream away games like in our live reactions. If you guys saw my live reaction to Kelvin Joseph being in the game over Cam Smith and just getting absolutely burnt on a simple route, you would have seen me lose my freaking mind. I was punching my desk. I was throwing shit. I was just done. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I understand that you don't like using keys. I understand that you don't trust the younger guys, but you're going to go in there and put Kelvin Joseph in the slot over Cater Kohu in the slot, and then put Cam Smith on the boundary, and then just not shadowing Diggs also just mind me after Cater got burnt 3 times.
You know what this team desperately needs?
Jalen Ramsey.
Dear Lord.
But wait.
That's going to just add so much to this team.
Jalen Ramsey's coming back in November, but you know who might be coming back? You know who might be coming back sooner?
Number 40.
My boy, Nick Needham. Bro, I'm going to get a Nick Needham jersey. I'm telling you. I'm going to get a Nick Needham jersey. Like, that's my...
How confident are you that he's going to be on the team next year?
I don't care.
Okay. Hey, as long as you can acknowledge that, then fair enough.
When he returns, yeah, I can acknowledge, like, he might not be back. Like, we re-signed him before we traded for Ramsey's probably coming back in November, late November. But we just opened the practice window for two guys, Robert Jones, our offensive guard, backup offensive guard, best DB in the league. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree. You're not going to catch me saying anything negative about him anymore. Hey, he's Dolphin. Let's go.
Anymore.
I mean, I never really had anything negative to say in the first place, but
that's true.
I mean,
but Nick
definitely won't now.
How big will Nick Needham be for this team? Because everybody's starting to forget. Like, he didn't play last year. He didn't play the nickel, which is what his true position is what he re-signed to the Dolphins for, is to be that true nickel. And when he played the nickel the season before that, he was the best nickel in the league. So how can he return to that? Can he return to that? Will he be a nickel, or will he be a boundary guy, being that Vic Fangio, being as old school as he is, he has a little bit more size than Cater to be able to play the bigger receivers on the outside.
Whatever specific role he does play when he comes back, it'll be better than what we've got going on right now. This team 100%. This team has proved that it cannot handle a broken secondary. And like, even though Jalen Ramsey wasn't part of the team last year, Byron Jones was missing. So it's like, Jalen Ramsey is better than Byron Jones for sure, but it is a 1-for-1 comparison. We saw last year what happens when Xavier Howard doesn't have his partner on the other side of the field. Xavier Howard himself, again, is not having a good season. Last week, he was guarding somebody random, Shakir, whatever his name is. So like it didn't.
Shakir,
yeah. Like so, like it didn't really matter. But we saw against the Chargers, we saw against the Patriots. I didn't get to see the Broncos, so maybe he played good, maybe he didn't. I don't really know.
They didn't throw at him.
Okay, so fair enough. So but we saw like 2 games this year he got burnt quite a few times. So he's
when did he get burnt in the Patriots game?
I don't know. It just sounded right to say out loud. Maybe I'm making that up.
No, he the one time that I remember them actually throwing at him was when he intercepted.
Yeah, I remember he intercepted on Devontae Parker. The AC just turned on. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, it was definitely Chargers game. Maybe I'm misremembering that with the Patriots game, but
he did struggle in the Chargers game a little bit.
Dear God,
I'll say that.
Dear God, we need him back. Speaking of, we never really went over the rest of the Dolphins injuries. I went over them out loud, but we talked about Nick Needham.
Oh,
Jalen Phillips. Yeah. Jalen Phillips. If he's
trending in the right direction. So Jalen Phillips trending in the right direction. They're optimistic about him playing this week. They're just being really cautious with him. And Mike McDaniel made sure to say multiple times, like, "What's up, Khalil?" Or Cahill. I think I was right the first time.
Oh yeah, you're right, Khalil. Yeah, Pasqua.
Yeah. So Mike McDaniel made sure to say multiple times in the press conference, like, "Hey, we're not going to sacrifice the future for the now." So they're being really cautious with injuries. I said this throughout the season so far with, Teron Armstead probably could have played against the Patriots in week 2, and they delayed that to week 3. Once again, Jalen Phillips probably could have played against the Patriots also, and they held him out for that game. They held him out for last game. They're just trying to be really cautious.
Jalen Phillips could have played. I don't think Jalen Phillips could have played. Missing 2 weeks. Missing 1 week, I'll give you that. Missing 2 weeks, I definitely don't think he could have played against the Patriots.
He didn't miss 2 weeks in a row.
Jalen Phillips did not play against.
It was two different injuries. So the Patriots game, he had a back spasm like the Friday before, and so they held him out to be cautious. And then he had an oblique in Broncos game, and then they held him out for the Bills game.
What's an oblique?
Right here.
Oh.
It's like,
okay.
It's like the muscle in front of your ribs.
Like, I've been seeing that it says oblique this whole time. I'm like, maybe that's the back? I don't know.
It's
definitely not the back. It's part of the abdomen.
It could be like the size.
I'd say it's part of the abdomen.
Bench Chubb for who though?
Yeah, Van Ginkel.
I mean, Van Ginkel.
Everyone's favorite white guy. Your favorite white guy on the Dolphins. He's definitely your favorite white guy on the Dolphins. Don't you? What are you looking for? How many who else is there to choose from? Durham Smythe.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, Andrew.
Other white guys, give me a break.
There's not a lot of them on the team. Definitely not a lot of them that are good. All right. Oh, there you go. We're not swinging for the fences.
Yeah, probably injured. Probably
Yeah,
injured.
it's literally it. I mean, what, you gonna pick your brother, Liam Eichenberg? Dude sucks. Hey, Liz, tell me that doesn't look like Liam Eichenberg. If you don't know who that is, open up another tab, look up Liam Eichenberg. That's that white guy. Same white guy. Same exact white guy.
I'm better looking. He has millions though, so it kind of helps.
I mean, y'all are both swinging towards the bottom.
Bro.
Y'all are.
Brother. You have height.
Hey.
You have height.
Don't need to say it, but it works. That's all I gotta say.
Whatever.
What were we talking about besides white people?
Oh my god.
White people taco night. Get the taco shells from the grocery store.
Don't let so Andrew Van Ginkel plays very, very well. Very, very well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Jalen Phillips is definitely the best passer we have.
Yes. I mean, if you want to say so far this season, I'll give you that because again, he's been hurt. Agba's been a decent supporting role. He's got an interception, but he hasn't
played much.
He's in a supporting role. When he comes in, he's like, okay, yeah, he's out there. But Van Ginkel has definitely been the best edge rusher so far for the Dolphins this season.
Yeah. Oh my god. He's been very, very good, and he's played multiple positions. He's played in the middle. He's played on the outside. He's very versatile.
Yeah.
I expect him to have another.
Remember when you called him trash? Weekend. Remember you used to think he was bad?
Whoa! Remember when you called him unathletic and you called him trash?
Okay, look at his face. Like, that doesn't scream athleticism.
That screams Viking, bro.
It does scream Viking. I'll give you that. I confused.
No shot, he's 25.
Who's 25?
Wait, I'm 25.
Donovan is in fact 25, Liz. He's got a house. Like, that's the oldest thing I've ever heard. Unless you, I told Liz, I'm pretty sure I told you, bro. Remember that woman that said I look like I'm 32?
That was hilarious.
I was wearing sunglasses. Was it Dom sunglasses? I think I was wearing Dom sunglasses.
I think it was Dom's.
I'm wearing them, right? And I was like, cause was it you that got ID'd or was it Caitlin that got ID'd?
Caitlin got ID'd.
Caitlin got ID'd, and I said something like I didn't get ID'd all day yesterday, and like I was like, I mean, it's like good thing I'm not below the age, but like I'm only 20. I didn't say it's out loud, but I'm only 23. Then I'm like, how old do you think I am? And she said 32. I'm like, huh? I take the sunglasses off. I'm like, still? She's like, yeah. I'm like, flip those numbers around.
Honestly,
like I was a draft pick last year.
Liam Eichenberg is also 25 years old.
Oh, dude, look at that! Y'all are twins. Look at that. Can I just pull up a picture of Liam? I wish I should. I should have a picture of Liam Eichenberg ready to go at all times. Just throw over the stream.
He's slightly older. He was born January 19th, 1998.
Oh my gosh. So he's got you by like 3 months. Dang. Y'all,
dude, almost 3 months on the dot, by the way.
Y'all were cooking at the same time.
That's crazy.
Like
I could have been.
Your mom was like this. His mom was like this. Like that's the difference between you and Eichenberg.
If my mom wasn't 5 foot tall, I probably would have been like 6 foot.
Oh, they're gonna say you're gonna be in the NFL. I'm like, brother, there is so much else.
Hold on.
There's so much else wrong. Do we need to get all the boys in the chat right now? Be like, hey guys, can you come over to the live stream real quick and talk about Donovan's jump shot?
What does jump shot have to do with the NFL?
It's so incredibly uncoordinated. It's painful.
It's not uncoordinated. When I'm off balance, it's uncoordinated. that's different. Just because I shoot like 90% of the time off balance.
Okay, I was about to say, how often are you on off balance?
Hey man,
but he turns around and loses his balance. It's the funniest thing ever.
I don't lose my balance. I shoot off balance. There's a difference.
Apologies. Jeez, we haven't even got the actual preview part, and we're just completely unlocked. Like, how did this happen? This is what happens.
It
This is what
always
happens
does.
when he's 30 minutes late to the broadcast. You know where I was? I
Whatever.
was prepared. All right, 6:45. I'm sitting here in this chair, ready to go. I'm doing my notes. I'm getting my preparation ready to go. I get a text message from this young man saying, "Hey, gonna be a little late." I'm like, I have his location. I go to check his location. He's 30 minutes from his house. Restart at 7. It's 6:45.
Could have started at 7:15.
I can't. I literally need you here in order to set everything up. You know this. So not only am I doing my preparation, then I have to wait from here to finish the preparation, and then we begin after talking for like 5 minutes. Should we actually get into the actual preview now?
Let's finish up the injury stuff real quick.
Dear Lord, we're still on that. Are we technically on that?
Out. Connor Williams is the last injury that we really need to talk about. Connor Williams, he's more than likely going to play, but very similar to Jalen Phillips. They're being really cautious with him once again. They're looking to the longer term rather than just the short term. And Mike McDaniel has high praise for Eichenberg, given I think that's more just, hey, trying to give him confidence.
Please be good.
Hey, buddy, you're doing good. Okay, in relative sense, he didn't necessarily play bad.
He cost us a touchdown.
What?
He cost us a touchdown. That's
He
undeniable.
did
He literally cost us 7 points.
Yeah.
Because he just decided. He literally said, and he waddled away. He literally waddled away, just kind of like you after a jump shot that you missed.
I didn't waddle away. I ran away because
You
it was
fell.
so bad. No, I ran away because it was so bad.
Yeah, because no, you ran to get the ball on the other side of the fence because somehow you shot it over the fence.
I didn't shoot over the fence that time.
No, you didn't. I'll give you that. Before we get into the actual preview, should we at all be concerned about Raheem Mostert sucking last week? Like, that was really weird. Like, Devon Achane had a great game. Had another just absolute baller of a game. And then Raheem Mostert went 7 for 9. 7 carries, 9 yards. Like, is that anything that you're afraid of lingering over?
Nah, not really. Because even then, like, he did have a decent day in the passing game. I mean, he did put the ball on the ground twice, which was concerning. But, you know, I think maybe they saw something on film with the way he carries the ball. I think, you know, Mike McDaniel went in and addressed that with him. He's, you know, after a game like that kind of coach, he's very detailed oriented.
Yeah.
He's going to look at everything. I think he's going to be like, hey, look, you're carrying the ball like this. You need to carry it like this when you're going in between the tackles.
Oh yeah, like I didn't even mention the fumbles. Like I just mentioned how inefficient he was. He did put the ball on the ground multiple times also.
Yeah, but I mean, he did also have I'm not sure if you saw he had that like Randy Moss like catch on the sideline.
Yeah, that was
incredible.
Oh, sir, I did see that. I do remember seeing that.
Beautiful.
That was weird. It was weird.
Like,
it was weird how good it was.
Bro, he legit looked like Randy Moss in his prime.
It went from oh dear Lord, what is Tua doing to oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord, what is Raheem Mostert doing? Like, how Sway? How did he do that?
Like, why are we throwing a jump ball to our 6-foot running back?
Do you think Tua even knew it was him he was throwing the ball to? Just because, like, we line up running backs in the backfield. Our running backs are taller than our wide receivers sometimes. Like, do you think Tua just saw him at the corner of his eye and he was like, oh.
He is our tallest receiver if you think about it, besides Robbie.
Is he taller than Cedric?
He's 6 foot, bro.
Cedric, I feel like Cedric's 6'1".
I mean, Cedric barely played. He played like 12 snaps.
I know, but I mean, let's see. Cedric Wilson's 6'2".
And would you throw a jump ball to Cedric Wilson?
Dear Lord, no. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I would have just stopped you at, would you throw to Cedric Wilson? And I would say, oh, dear Lord, no. Because he's very bad at football. I think we should. We're 49 minutes in here. I think we should actually go into the preview, especially so I have something to upload later this week. So earlier on the stream, we talked about just how bad the Giants are. And look, I don't want to say this game is going to be the easiest game on our schedule remaining, but It might be. Like, the Panthers, Bryce Young, every now and then shows something positive, and at the very least, the Panthers go into every game feeling decent because they're honest about what's going on. Like, the Giants, they're probably honest about it right now, but they're honest about, oh, dear Lord, we have no hope. So, there is no reason we should go into this game with any sort of struggle, with any sort of underdog mentality. Like, this is a game that the Dolphins should 100% dominate. So, Donovan, I think I'll start it off by asking you, we talked about how this team has nothing going for it, basically. Saquon might play, but outside of Saquon Barkley, is there anything that you could look at and point to, like, we have to stop the Giants from doing this?
On their offense, no. Not
Their team in general.
Thing.
Their team in general.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, yeah, maybe Ojulari.
Azeez Ojulari, who, again,
Ojulari.
He's also on the injury report with a hamstring, so it is questionable whether he's going to play either.
I mean, he just came off, or he just played his first game with a hamstring injury. I think he's very similar to, like, Jerry Jeudy in the sense that he's kind of out there on a pitch count every week.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the injury report until he's fully cleared. He's going to be limited until he's not, basically.
Which I think it's stupid. I think a lot of teams, especially with like hamstring injuries, should do kind of like what the Rams did with Cooper Kupp and just be like, yo, look, you're going to be out for 4 games, deal with it, get healthy, and then come back. Because we've seen these hamstring injuries on some of these guys just linger the entire year.
And not just that, but like those muscular injuries in general, like Joe Burrow with the calf. Like, very similar thing, very similar type of muscle. Like, he's out there playing and struggling through it, whereas he could have potentially been done with it by now, but the team is just such a sucky spot that you feel obligated to throw him out there every single week.
Xavier Howard last year with his 2 groin injuries.
Yeah, it clearly affected him as a player. But yeah, the Giants, it's very difficult to look at this Giants team and with sincerity in your voice, be honest with yourself and say, oh, I'm concerned. Like, I want to be concerned. I want to go into the game and say, it could be a tough game. I can see them, putting some points on the board. I can see them harassing Tua. Like, if Azeez Ojulari plays and is more healthy than was last week, and then Kayvon Thibodeau, that is the concern, is the ability for them to get to the quarterback, which, again, has not been there so far this year. I mean, you look at their stats; they are literally dead last when it comes to sacks. They don't pressure the quarterback at all, and then they don't force the quarterback to turn the ball over. Only 28, or they are 28th in interceptions. So it is a game that Tua should be able to sit back there and dice them up all over. This is a game that, hey, you have Waddle on your team. You're like, in your fantasy team, and you're like, Jalen Waddle has not been producing for me. 4 catches, 48 yards last week. Missed the week before that. Hasn't done much this season. This has got to be a bounce-back game for Jalen Waddle.
100%. And I have a question for you. Since you have the stats next to you, what are they in like passing yards and yards per completion?
On offense or defense?
Defense.
Well, it looks better than it is. So they're currently 9th in pass yards allowed. They are the best team in the league when it comes to passing touchdowns. They've allowed the least amount of passing touchdowns. I'm using lineups.com, and they kind of color coordinate: green really good, red bad. I don't know if this is a stat that's worthy of putting at green, because it actually highlights why everything else is so good. Again, 9th in passing yards allowed, least amount of passing touchdowns allowed, 5th in passes attempted against, which we kind of talked about it earlier on the stream. This means that teams are in a position where they don't have to throw the ball against them. The Cowboys, up 40-0 in a heartbeat, special teams touchdown, defensive touchdown. Panthers, boat raced them in the first half, played really conservative in the second half. Who do they play after not Panthers, Cardinals, excuse me. Who do they play the next week?
The Cardinals, the Eagles?
I mean, no, I have that actually right here. I'm not sure why. 49ers, same thing. 49ers get a lead, Brock Purdy plays well, and then they just run the ball with Christian McCaffrey a lot. And then last week against the Seahawks, same exact thing, except even to a stronger extent. The Seahawks quarterback goes down, and they still have a lead, and they're still able to keep it. So you look at the Cowboys game, the Niners game, the Seahawks game, there just hasn't been the necessity to throw the ball if you're the other team. And if you want to look at the quarterback stats of those teams, we know Brock Purdy had an efficient game, but like Geno was the leading passer for the Seahawks, 13 of 20 for 110 yards and a touchdown. Like that looks like passes. On paper, yeah. Well, he also got hurt, so that makes sense. But that also means the guy who came in after Geno got hurt did absolutely nothing. Not Brock Purdy. What's his name? Drew Lock. Drew Lock did absolutely nothing. A 40-point victory against the Dallas Cowboys. 13 of 24, 143 yards by Dak Prescott. That should be something to be proud of. It's not. You look over at the San Francisco 49ers, and again, Brock Purdy, somebody extremely efficient. That's the only game where a team has thrown really well against them. Brock Purdy, 310, 2 touchdowns. That's because the Giants actually somewhat made it a ball game at some point, and they just kind of coasted away.
But they also had Saquon that game, didn't they?
No, not against the 49ers. They did not.
No. They lost him in the...
They lost him.
Cardinals game.
They lost him after the Cardinals game. So the teams just simply aren't throwing the ball against them because they don't have to. And then you get to the rest of the bad, which, again, the rushing defense, atrocious. 31st in rushing touchdowns, 26th in rushing yards, 31st in total touchdowns. We have to dominate. It's really simple as. We have to dominate, especially look at our offensive numbers. Second in total points. Third in total points. First in passing yards. You look over the rushes. Fifth in rushing touchdowns. Second in total touchdowns. Fourth in red zone touchdowns. Second in sacks allowed. Like, every statistical category that is of any sort of importance leans the way of the Dolphins. Donovan, is anything I'm saying crazy? Like, there is literally no reason for us to not dominate this football game.
So, that being said, who do you think is going to be the X factor on offense and defense for the Giants?
For the Giants. Okay. Actually, ask that question one more time, except for the Dolphins.
Okay, who do you think is going to be the X factor on the Dolphins defensively and offensively?
The Dolphins on offense, I'm going to go with Mike White. I think he's going to have a really good day passing the ball in the third and fourth quarter after Tua exits the game after 2 minutes off the clock in the second half, just like he did against the Texans last year. So I think Mike White's going to have a really good game passing the ball. On defense, who do I want to go with? I'm going to go with Brandon Pili. I think he's going to be the X factor because I think he's going to play 100% of the snaps in the second half.
I hate you. Oh my God.
I think Robbie Anderson's going to have himself a great game. Who else sucks that we play? I think Chris Brooks.
Cedric Wilson.
I think Cedric Wilson's going to have a good game. I think Chris Brooks is going to have a good game. On defense, man, I can't even think who sucks on defense. I think Justin Bethel's going to have a good game.
Eli Apple.
I think. No, he's still going to suck.
He's still going to suck.
He's still going to suck. He's going to find a way. I mean, he's going to get burnt, but like Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be he's going to be on the hash of the 40-yard line, and Eli Apple's going to be on the line of scrimmage, picking himself off the ground. Again, not because he's good. I think you have too much trust in our defense. And no, I don't. I don't trust our defense. I think the New York Giants are simply that bad at football. The sport of football. I think they're just that bad. Everything except coach, which is wild to say out loud. Like they're a well-coached team who sucks. When have you ever heard that in NFL history? Because you can't say that about the Patriots right now. Patriots are not a well-coached team. Bill Belichick today is not a good coach for the current NFL. Sue me. Cry if you don't like it. Bill Belichick is not a good coach today. The Giants have a good coach. Brian Daboll is one of the best 10 coaches in the NFL. I'd rather have him coaching my team than probably even Sean McDermott. I believe now maybe Sean McDermott might be in a way a better coach, but I'd rather have Brian Daboll, if that makes any sense, because I think the way that NFL works, you want an offensive-minded coach almost unanimously, except for the Houston Texans, who You hire a defensive head coach with a rookie quarterback, and it's working. Like, that's never
Who's
happened
their offensive
ever.
coordinator?
Is it Josh McCown?
Dude, it might be.
I don't think so, but like, I mean, I'll look it up. I have a laptop right next to me.
Bobby Slowick.
Who?
Bobby Slowick. He was an assistant coach. Oh, he's part of. He came up with Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay. He was on the.
He brought him over from the 49ers.
Yeah, he brought him over from the 49ers, but he was back with them when they were on the Redskins. He was born in 87, so he's only 11 years older than me.
He looks like he has a good credit score.
I haven't seen a picture of him.
I'll let you assume. Like, he keeps his shirt tucked in.
This is Tom Brady.
He wears khakis and a belt. 100%. And tucks it. He probably tucks in a wife beater.
Oh, I mean, we talked about this, especially when you have a young quarterback. Like, it's tough when you have that good of an offensive coordinator, because then he gets hired to be a head coach, and then you lose the guy that was literally helping your quarterback.
Chargers.
Chargers.
All seriousness. Who on the Dolphins? Or I guess you asked me first. Who on the Giants? Giants. I mean, it has to be Kayvon Thibodeau and literally nobody else. Like, if he can get pressure on the quarterback, yeah, you might have a difficult time. Statistically, he's not. He's actually had quite a bad season up to this point. And the Giants' defensive line as a whole which kind of looks like the Dolphins' defensive line last year, where there's good guys on there, just none of them are producing. So therefore, it's making the job difficult for every single one of them on the defensive line. Same thing with the secondary. On offense, Saquon, if he plays, obviously.
Yeah,
but
those are going to be my two exact answers.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. If Saquon plays, they need to get that run game going, and they kind of need to go kind of like what the Bills did and what the Chargers did, which is at the beginning of the game, go toe-to-toe with us, match for match, score for score, and then...
That's not happening. Today's edition of that is not happening.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what they needed him to do, and they need him to, have that long drive, just running the football, and just use the absolute shit out of him. He's going
a weird way of saying something.
I mean, he has to be their entire offense for them to do anything against us. Because let's face it, the weakest part of our defense is our run game.
Which is crazy, because in preseason we thought it looked incredible. Yeah, we thought our ground game on offense looked terrible.
So I can tell you the main thing about it is it's the miscommunication between Jerome Baker and David Long, and it's mostly on David Long. I will say that.
Really?
Because I really like the way David Long has been playing, especially in the pass game. But when it comes to those 8-yard bursts, I'll see they'll be playing back a little bit, and they'll call a run play, and you'll see Baker just run straight into the hole that he has. David Long will run straight into the hole that Baker's supposed to go into. So it'll kind of go like this, and he'll go in front of Baker. And so now Baker has to kind of now Baker's not doing a good job of adjusting and going to the other hole. He kind of just follows him and stands behind him what do I do? But that's happened, I swear to you, at least 4 times in each game, where I just see David Long go to the wrong hole and force Baker to go to the other one. Now, I'm not sure if, maybe that's the way it is and Baker's the one messing up. Maybe we're supposed to have a safety come down, but I haven't seen anything. And we can really use Brandon Jones back to 100%. He's clearly not 100% yet. We can really use him back at 100%, because when he is in that hard-hitting safety, he's really good in the box. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what we're missing right now from the safety position. Holland got absolutely thrown like a rag doll, and I hate seeing that.
Yeah, because I think he was, up to that point, up to the Bills game, the best safety in football so far this season. That game,
Baker can't get off his tackles.
The game that he had against the Broncos was absolutely incredible, and even before that, he was playing some really good football. Offense and defense, who are the two guys you're looking forward to seeing for the Dolphins?
Dolphins, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Achane can do.
Our boy.
Our boy.
That was not my boy at one point. It was
What's
not.
that?
But that was definitely not my boy at one point. I said some bad things.
Outlandish.
I called him
Outlandish.
5'6", and a bunch of people decided to cry in the comments. Cry me a river. Oh my god, she's 5'9". You happy? Liz is taller than that. Okay,
Dude, I'm not.
she
I'm not
is.
sure if
She's
you
taller
saw
than
my.
Von
I'm not
Achan.
sure. I'm not sure if you saw my video or not, but I was like, when I was comparing him to CMC, I was like, bro,
I did
even
not.
Jacob in the preseason was like, oh, he's gonna be injury prone just because of the AC joint injury. I'm like, look, he's not gonna get fucking sumo slammed every single
Yet.
game.
Until it happens, though. Until it happens, though. I saw the comment and I immediately looked up. I'm like, oh no, I know it's coming. Devon Achan for sure. I mean, he's just been one of the most fun players to watch in the entire NFL over the last 2 weeks. I mean, his yards per play, his yards per touch has to be the best amongst running backs. I can't imagine there being anybody that has a better yards per touch from a running back. So him. On defense, I mean, just see if Jalen Phillips plays, I guess. Because I don't imagine our defense is going to have too difficult a time. You know, stopping Saquon is definitely something that could come to be some sort of difficulty. But I'm interested to see Jalen Phillips plays, how he's looking, how many times he does get on the field. I would like to see Emmanuel Ogba get some touches. There was at one point where he was our outside of Xavier Howard, our best defensive player a few years ago, and I think we were both surprised that he was still on the team and that he didn't get traded for, another corner after everybody went down, another offensive lineman, another piece somewhere across the board. So I was surprised he's on the team. I hope we get to a point, just let him eat, let him get in, let him get our 10th sack. Like whatever the number ends up being, like I want him to be that dominant, especially, when he gets his time, assuming we're going to be up by a lot.
All right. Over under 2.5 interceptions.
I'm not gonna be giddy. I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2. 2.5 interceptions. Like I'm not putting the money on that. We never did our prize picks for the trip back, and I'll never forgive you guys for that. But betting over 2.5 is crazy. I mean, obviously, I hope it happens, but I think they're gonna say sacks. I think the sacks line has to be like 4.5,
like 3.5, 4,
3.5, 4.5, and I probably take the over on that.
Yeah,
because the secondary doesn't have to keep really anybody in line. Darren Waller is really it, and he hasn't had himself a good season.
I think we could play a lot of man this game. Like I know Vic Fangio doesn't like to run man. I know he likes to run a lot of zone, which I think the reason for a lot of our struggles defensively is we're built for man. But I think if we're able to play a little bit more man and allow our defensive line and linebackers to eat.
Score prediction. A lot to a little?
40-6.
All right, here's the time for Jacob to decide.
Oh my god!
Does he
want to be outlandish? Or...
I've said a lot of outlandish things this stream, and none of them at any point do I wish to take back. So if I end up regretting it, fair enough. And you know what? The great thing is, I know right now. I know that my girl is supporting everything I'm saying, Liz, because I know she hates the Giants. She also hates the Dolphins. But, like, at the very least, Jalen Ramsey is a Dolphin. So, theoretically, Liz, you should be rooting for the Dolphins here because the Giants, Eagles, theoretically, maybe I'm wrong. So, I guess kind of outlandish things hopefully should be approved. But I am going to continue my outlandish things that I've said.
Record?
No. Not that outlandish. Not that outlandish. It is going to cross the 50 mark. I'm gonna go 59-10.
Question for you.
Kind of wanted to just let that simmer in the air a little bit more.
Question for you.
What?
Does the 10 come in the last 5 minutes when it's garbage time?
Worse. It's the first drive. They think they have hope, and then it just gets ripped away.
So Broncos,
yeah.
Broncos.
No, it's kind of like when Aaron Rodgers ran out with the American flag on 9/11. Everyone's so excited, and then his Achilles says, "I'm good." Like they were so happy for a moment just for it to be ripped away. And no,
the amount of memes that were like, "This is the worst thing to happen on 9/11 since 9/11."
Yeah. It was the second worst 9/11 weekend since 9/11 because the New York Giants lost 40-0 and the New York Jets season officially ended. Both team seasons officially ended on a back-to-back basis.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
that was the worst weekend for New York. Worst 2 days.
That was the second worst time a jet crashed in New York. Actually, a third. First tower and the second tower.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, thank God no one's in here to watch that.
I wish they were. Liz, are you still in here? You haven't. Oh, she's still in here. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I don't here for Ramsey. I mean, it only says 1 viewer right now, and I'm the only viewer.
Well,
so.
it says 3 now. So I'm in there. You're in there. And Liz is up. Liz, okay. Man. When you say I don't, Liz, when you say I don't hate, are you referring to the Giants or are you referring to the Dolphins? Because that's. I think she's referring to the Giants.
I think she's referring to the Dolphins.
As
say goodbye to your career.
When she's
dude, someone's gonna find this clip when you're out there broadcasting.
Don't care.
You're gonna get canceled so bad.
Hey, if you're upset with what I said, I have some sour cream and cheddar chips for you.
You're going to
look how good that camera quality looks like this. Why does this look so good?
I don't know.
Look at this. Why does this look so good? Look at you can see like the little ridges in the. You can see the ridges in the chips so clear. These are so good. These are so good. I love these chips so much.
The Twins just advanced to the ALDS
against the Blue Jays.
The Twins are NL, no?
The Twins are AL, bro. Come on. Even I know that.
I don't care.
Do Marlins play tonight? They do. They're playing right now. Am I gonna watch?
0-0. No.
Ooh, Rays got eliminated. Rays got eliminated.
Ooh. Oh, it's the Rangers though.
Yeah.
7-1 is embarrassing.
Yeah. Brewers Diamondbacks. That's a good series. Didn't even know the Diamondbacks were good at baseball. I tell you, every year it's every year when the baseball playoffs start, it's like it's an announcement like, oh hey guys, the baseball season's starting. Finally. After a year of no baseball, we finally have baseball again.
The Orioles are still in it. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're like the 1 seed, aren't they? They are the 1 seed out west.
They're gonna play the Rangers. That's gonna be a good series.
Whoa, the Astros got the division. When did that happen? Last I saw that they were like the 3rd wild card team, and they won the division.
The Astros just need to go back to the freaking NL, bro. I'm tired of them.
Oh, I forgot you're an Angels fan.
Oh, they tied at 90 wins. That's why.
And they have the tiebreaker.
Bro, it's Seattle. Seattle's at 88 wins and they got eliminated.
I should have worn my Seahawks hat during the stream. Do you think people would have been mad? They would have been mad. It's such a cool hat, though.
Yo, what's up, Zach?
It's such a cool hat. Like, in the DK Metcalf... Bro, imagine I came in wearing a DK Metcalf jersey and a Seahawks hat.
You would have been so hot.
Oh, you're so right. I am so hot already. Like,
dude, I can see the sweat dripping down the side of your face.
No.
Yeah.
Where?
Bro, your hair is wet.
That's not wet, I don't think.
The sides.
No, they're just dark.
That looks like you literally just got out of the shower.
Now, if I stand up, there are... Oh my gosh.
Don't stand up. Do not stand up. Do not stand up.
I'm not standing up. But okay, can you see the water in my hand? I don't think you can.
Is that from underneath your knees?
Yes, that's from my thighs, bro.
Yeah, I have very similar. That's why I keep readjusting myself in this seat. I have my AC set to like 68 though.
Oh, it's so freaking hot. Yeah, it's 75 in this house.
Oh, Zach, we already predicted. So I predicted 40-10. He said 59, or I said 40-6. He said 59-10. And
I
I'm
did.
pointing up and down because I'm looking at Discord. But side to side, whatever.
Their touchdown's gonna be like a Daniel Bellinger. He got was loose and they just hit him for a long touchdown.
Daniel Bellinger.
He has both of his eyes now, so I guess he can find the end zone.
Dude, that eye poke was crazy last year.
Bro, how many games did he miss with a busted eye? That doesn't even happen.
He had a broken eye socket.
That's like just as queasy as like when you see someone get hit in the pee-pee. Like that's
okay. What's more queasy to you, a broken eye socket or Nick Chubb's knee?
eye socket. I've seen enough of it. Okay, wait. Can y'all hear this?
No.
There's no way they can't hear. Oh, yes, it's.
I hear it a little bit now.
There's no way they can't hear that. Oh, I feel so good now.
Two tutties and over 100 yards. I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm gonna say 400 from HN. Screw it,
dude. I would love another 200-yard.
He's gonna have a $150 all-purpose, 1 touchdown. Raheem Mostert, I'll say like 90 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna say around 75, 2 tutties for Mostert. I agree with you on the 150, 1 tud for HN, and I'm gonna go with 50. I'm gonna go with 50 yards and his first career touchdown for our boy Chris Brooks.
He's our boy now. When did that happen?
When he broke off like a 50-yard run.
He did do that.
All right, so a lot of people on my Jeff Wilson video, there was a couple of people that were like, "Nah, I think Jeff Wilson's gonna come back," and he like it. Look,
yeah, to the Colts maybe.
So, oh my God, we're not doing this again.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying like they trade for him after they trade Jonathan Taylor to a different team.
Oh, okay. But yeah. if you look at Drew Rosenhaus, his agent said he's fully healthy and ready to be activated from the from IR. But instead, we activated Nick Needham and Robert Jones.
He says, "Screw you, buddy."
So he's still.
You ain't playing for us ever again.
I don't think he gets. He has to come off the IR to be traded. So I don't think he comes off. Which actually that sucks. Because that means we have to release some. That means we have to release someone in order to trade him and then re-sign whoever we cut.
He's never playing for the Dolphins again.
He may just stay on IR for the rest of the year, honestly, and then get traded or cut in the offseason.
So I'm about to talk about something very off topic.
Oh my God, we always do this at the end of the streams.
Yeah, well, I want to end this anyway. I want to play Fortnite. So I made a thumbnail. I used the same thumbnail format as I used for this live stream for the Dolphins or for my FAU podcast. Go subscribe to FAU FAU Owl's Nest on YouTube. And I made the thumbnail, and it's the same thumbnail as this. You know, it's a solid thumbnail. It's not the greatest thing you've ever seen, not the worst. JJ, the 12-year-old or 13-year-old kid who I work with, he might be watching or might watch this sometime. I'm sorry. This is the worst thumbnail I've ever seen. This is the single worst thumbnail I've ever seen. He's like, "Hey, can we use this?"
Huh?
This is the single worst thumbnail I've seen in my entire life.
Bro. I know I'm not good at thumbnails, but like, damn. Like, I honestly, like, the thumbnails that I put out for the 2 videos yesterday, I wasn't that.
Like, what do I say? Like, I want, like, he's made a few thumbnails, and I've just simply not used them. How do
Leave him alone. He's such a bully, right? He's such a bully.
Hey, no, Liz can attest. I'm actually like more of a father figure to that kid than I feel like his own parents are. Like, bro, we're at the game.
That's outlandish.
Bro, we're at the game, right? And we're working, right? And like, he's eating some popcorn and he's spilling on the floor. I'm like, pick up the popcorn. He like kind of looks at me. He's like, okay, and he picks it up. He's not like licking his fingers. He's like sucking on his finger with it like underneath his tongue. I'm like, JJ, get your fingers out of your mouth. I'm like, bro, like, what, do I literally have to be this kid's parent?
That is kind of outlandish.
But oh dear God, this is the worst thumbnail I've ever seen. Liz, you say leave him alone. Why isn't this moving?
My bleep button stopped working again.
Liz, that's the worst thumbnail. Liz, you never have done something like this before.
He's a child.
I don't care.
That's what Liz said.
I have to work with him. You don't. Liz, you could do better than this. You could literally just throw. Liz, you created your own logo. Okay.
Wait. She created her own logo? And you didn't show me. I'm offended.
I mean, I don't really have the ability to do so because she hasn't given me a hat yet. Where's my hat? I want my hat.
Wait. When you give him a hat, I need an extra one.
Okay,
I need to show support.
Okay. Well, first of all, I agree. So get two. But, like, I need my hat first, all right? This girl, she has her own hat made.
I said give it to you, so give it to me.
Hey. You know what? I retracted my resentment or whatever you want to call it. Make both of us hats, all right? Question. And Liz, if you have your hat nearby, can you like take a picture of it and send it to me so I can show him and understand? So her show name is Game Talk with the Analyst. You know, because her name is Liz. Analyst, right? In the word analyst, she has Liz. Everything's in pink. Her name Liz is in a different type. It's like a darker, brighter pink. So you kind of get the vibe. So the Liz stands out.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have the L capitalized though, and she refuses to make the L capitalized, even though it's her name. So it says analyst, but the L is still lowercase. Do you Donovan? You get what I'm saying here, right? You get why I'm right? It's her name.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to roll with Jacob on this one.
And that's how, like, if he rolled with you, it'd be like 50-50 whether he's genuinely saying that because he could just be saying that against me. The fact that he's choosing my side, you know I'm right. MJ said I was right.
Wait, I need to see it to be sure, but like the way you're describing it.
She just sent it. Okay, Liz, that's the hat. I need the logo because everything's capitalized in the hat. I'm sorry. I think I told you the hat. I meant the logo. I apologize. I need the logo.
Send me a picture.
Okay, this is the hat, right? You see, like the LYS is capitalized, but in the hat, everything's capitalized. So that's not quite an accurate representation. Oh wait, I think we have it on Spotify because I put her show on Spotify at least one time.
Color just need to be. Yeah.
I'm about to get a text message from Steph saying, "Why aren't we on Fortnite yet?" She's gonna have to wait. The Analysts. I think we uploaded on Spotify before. Oh yeah. It's right here.
Wrong logo. I think he knows.
Okay. You see how the LYS isn't capitalized? Or the L isn't capitalized? Yeah. Liz, everything else I like. Everything else about this logo I like. It's pretty. It's it's pink. Like, it works really well. It's a really good design. But you gotta capitalize either the L or LY and S needs to be capitalized.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. My personal opinion is that I don't know how
it doesn't look stupid.
Hold on. I don't know how it would look if it was just the L that was capitalized. I think everything should be capitalized just like that.
Works for me. Oh, okay. I get what you're. I mean, I get what you're saying, and that's a possibility too.
So what she said, she just said the capital L looks stupid. Now
I disagree.
She probably saw it when she was designing it, and that's
no,
why she chose to go lowercase.
I was sitting next to her either when she was designing it or like when she was still making alterations to it, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you got capital L, and she's like, no, it looks bad. I'm like,
given you
capital L.
You don't have that good of taste.
Have you seen your thumbnails? Until I've like coached you into them? My thumbnails, I've created all of our templates.
Okay, thumbnails and logos are different. Okay, thumbnails and logos are different. You've seen the logos I've designed.
What logo have I designed? I haven't.
But like you've seen like the logo.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Wait, no. You said I don't have the best taste. My thumbnails are good. So what else wouldn't be good?
Your fashion.
I like this. I like wearing basketball jerseys everywhere. I know, and Liz will attest to this. I have said that I want to get better at my fashion choices, and she's going to help me.
Aw. All right, so here are the logos that I have designed. You have
that's a solid logo. Like you understand what's going on. There's no confusion about what's going on in that logo.
There's that one as well.
I like the other one better.
And then there's this one.
You're kind of missing the camera, by the way. Move to the right or left. I don't know which. Yes. Yes. That's solid. But the first one you showed, which is the one I know that you mostly go with, is the best one.
Yeah. I kind of like this one for like if I can't have it too tall. But
the first one,
yeah, the first one's definitely
this isn't bad. I'm not saying in any means this is bad. It's just the L. It's just the L needs to be capitalized. That's all I'm saying. And you need to Hey, your show tomorrow?
What's up, Zion? Oh, you're Jamaican from Zion. Fins up, baby.
Liz,
I am confused.
Your show tomorrow better be on Spotify. Bro, Manon at least once a week texts me, grr.
Oh, he's mad at you. What are you?
No. He didn't say that for that. Trust, he did not say that for that. But then
he has texted me grr because like I wouldn't trade him someone.
So you see the post? You see what Steph posted on her story about the National Boyfriend Day? Well, this was one of the photos. I'm like, this is what I imagine when he says grr. I haven't sent it to him. I swiped up on her story and said it. This is what I
just texted it right now.
That is funny. She literally just said get on horse. She can wait a second.
Broncos. That's funny.
Look at the vein in the forehead too. You see that?
The vein.
Look at the vein. Bro, he meant that.
He meant that, girl. That was
he said that was all caps, grr. Just like Liz should be caps.
Oh my god. I think it either stays the way it is now or all of it is capitalized. I'm not sure how I would feel about just the L.
Okay, now he's doing the thing. He's doing the thing where he doesn't want to side with me. He's doing the thing.
I've actually seen it now. I told you I've actually seen it now, and I don't know how a big L would be looked there.
It's not that big, bro. Like, it doesn't take up a lot of space. And it's her, it's her name.
I said, I need to see the capital L in there by itself.
I would also make the hosted by Liz Hayes text a little bit bigger on the bottom. That's just kind of like a nitpicking thing. And Manon said that him and
I. That's fucking great.
I'm sorry. I love you, Manon. Look at Luca. Look at little puppy. Look at little puppy. Look at little golden doodle. He used to be cuter when he was younger. Did you get fleeced? She's learning.
No, he tried to. He did indeed.
I didn't.
Okay. Oh wait. No, I saw the D-Hop trade offer.
It was my first. It was an initial offer. It was not horrible.
Dude,
it was not horrible. It was an initial offer. Calm down. Do you want to see what
D-Hop and Amon-Ra for Brandon Ayuk and DK Metcalf?
Do you want to see? Let's pull it up on Keep Trade Cut. All right. Let's pull it up on Keep Trade Cut. I haven't before, so this is gonna be a genuine raw reaction because man, get this out of here. Get this out.
My God.
I wonder how many people just randomly type through these. Like Gus Edwards, Curtis Samuel, Dorian Thomas Robinson. What are we doing? What are we doing? No, this is only Fortnite. Can you text Steph? Give us a second. Text
I'm intrigued.
text Steph saying 1 second. We're still live. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins for Brandon Ayuk. I hate they don't have spell correct in here. Brandon Ayuk and DK Metcalf. Oh my gosh. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Hey, I have a question. I have a question for you.
It actually says this what I'm sending slightly wins. Hey, yo, Steph, that's crazy what she just said.
Hey, yeah, I know. Keep trade
Super
cut. David Montgomery, Kyle Pitts, Isaiah Pacheco.
Cut Pitts, keep
I was thinking the same thing.
Trade Montgomery.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's funny. I want to see what Pitts is at now, ranking wise. Fantasy rankings. Ooh, Bijan's the 6th overall, and he's ranked higher than Jamar Chase now. Anthony Richardson's up to 8. Christian McCaffrey's down to 9.
So these pictures I have are like 3 out of 4 pictures in a row. All right, Mannon, Zoe. Because this is the picture that Mannon sent for me to use as his profile picture. And then Liz. She's going to kill me for that. She's going to kill me for that.
That's foul. That's foul.
And then there's Stephanie's eyelashes.
Oh my god.
AKA.
Man's pushing out his demons. Oh man. All right. I did.
He probably did. Okay, we'll call it quits there. Jeez,
I think we're gonna call that. We were outlandish there in the end.
I'm gonna go play Fortnite.
I'm gonna also play.
What?
Liz.
What'd she say? Oh boy. Oh no.
Low blow.
What do you mean low blow? Wow, low. What? Do you see the other pictures you still look beautiful, I promise. Look, let's find an ugly picture of Donovan. It's pretty easy.
All right, we're ending stream now.
Look at it. Look at that.
Don't show him. Okay. I was smashed.
You were smashed. There's a picture of my brother.
Yo, that picture's hilarious. Bet. She said bet. Wait, you mean bet like you're gonna get him back, or bet like you're waiting for an ugly picture of me?
I don't even know when. Apparently, Caitlin took my phone and took this. I don't know when that happened.
Oh no, she took my phone and did that.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, because it has a little message thing around. I have a lot of pictures of my friends looking funny. Look at Joe. Look how cute he is. Look how.
Joe baby. All right, we're gonna end this or what?
Yes, look how cute he looks. Look at him. Look at
Joe baby.
I just want to grab his cheeks and smooch him. What was Liz saying?
She's gonna get you back.
Does she still love me?
Nah, I don't know.
Wow. I adore you with everything in my heart. I'm sorry if there's any random people in here. Y'all must be really confused. Okay.